Jnanamitirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurumritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhisham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Vimnatanvitam Tanam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Yagnatam Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. There we go. That's the topic of conversation today. The holy name. So today is Kirtan Sunday. I think it will go.
Okay.
So today is Kirtan Sunday, and we have this program every 4th Sunday of the month. So thank you everyone for coming today. I know it's a bit of gloomy weather outside, so I think we expected attendance would be low, but thank you for coming out and attending today's program. Hopefully what I speak today is of use to all of you, and I pray to Srila Prabhupada, to the deities, that whatever I say, the right words, and hopefully everyone's peace. Okay, there is Srila Prabhupada. And there is our Mahamantra. So, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So now we've chanted this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I think it's been over an hour now. We've had 2 slots and we just sang it 4 times. So we're going to discuss the power of the Mahamantra. You know how powerful this mantra really is. So there's only 3 slides. I've got 3 slides. So that means there are 3 takeaways for today. Okay. So number 1 is the holy name of the Lord is transcendentally blissful. So now we'll discuss the actual power, how strong this Mahamantra is. Okay. So we'll start off with a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. You want to recite?
Nama Chintamani Krishnas Namacintamani Krishna's
Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha
Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha
Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukta
Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto
Abhinnatvam Nama Namino.
Abhinnatvam Nama Namino.
Alright, thank you. And who wants to read translation?
The holy name of Krishna is transcendently blissful. It bestows all spiritual benedictions, for it is Krishna himself, the reservoir of all pleasure. Krishna's name is complete, and it is the form of all transcendental mellows. It is not a material name under any conditions, and it is no less powerful than Krishna himself. Since Krishna's name is not contaminated by material qualities, there is no question of its being involved with Maya. Krishna's name is always liberated and spiritual. It is never conditioned by the laws of material nature. This is because the name of Krishna and Krishna himself are identical.
Sorry, thank you. So, quite a hefty translation. So we'll break down each line and break it into 5 points. So, number 1, transcendental bliss and spiritual benediction. So when you hear the word bliss, we are reminded of another word, Ananda. The holy name is Ananda, blissful. So what does it mean to be Ananda? What does it mean if the holy name is Ananda, if it's blissful? What does that mean? If you're doing any activity and you think, this is giving me bliss, what does that actually mean? What does that mean to you? No one,
Makes you happy.
Makes you happy, okay. Anything else? Anyone? No? Okay. So, in this case, the holy name is so powerful, as we will discuss in great depth. The holy name grants all wishes. Okay? It grants all blessings. Okay? And this is just the one line that we've discussed. Namacintamani Krishna. Okay? The holy name of Krishna is transcendently blissful. Transcendently blissful. Chanting of this holy name purifies the people who are chanting. This holy name has so much power that even you who are chanting can become purified just from reciting, just from chanting as we were doing, just from singing. So when we continue to chant, we become pure, we become more pure and more pure. But we all know that right now, if I was to look at everyone, we're not pure. We're material bodies. We're people who've been coming lifetime after lifetime, birth after death. And is there any purity about us? No, not really. But when we recite the holy names of the Lord, let's just try and dwell on the fact that we're reciting the holy names of the Lord. Is God. If we're reciting the name of God, there will be some power in it. And us reciting the name of the Lord will make us more pure, make us more clean. So, transcendental bliss and spiritual benediction. Next, form of transcendental mellows. The holy name embodies all of the transcendental relationships. So, relationships is also rasas. So, can anyone name any of the rasas? Any of the relationships? Dasiras, okay. Go on. Dasiras is?
Parent. No, it's a sin.
Servitude. Yes. Anything else? Sakiras, yes.
Vatsalyaras.
Vatsalyaras, okay. Any more? Madhurya. Jai. Okay. Any more? Okay. So, chanting of the holy names. If we keep chanting the Lord Krishna, Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, then what are we doing? If I consistently chant someone's name in here, they're going to recognize that I'm calling them. So if I'm constantly calling them, like Hari, past few weeks, he's been calling me every day after school. Oh, what's up? Alright, I'm like, okay, this guy's bothering me a little bit, but he's trying to build a relationship. So I'm acknowledging the fact that he's trying to build a relationship. And so if we constantly chant the holy name of the Lord, he'll acknowledge there is a relationship that this guy is trying to build. Whether he is trying to serve me, whether he is in the mood of a parent, whether he's in a loving relationship. And so yeah, that's one thing of this verse that we're taking away. Forms of transcendental melody, relationships with the Lord. So when one asks what is the meaning of life, I have a set answer that I give every time, and that is that I believe our main goal in life is to revive the forgotten connection, the forgotten relationship with the Lord. So I hope everyone is somewhat familiar with the concept of soul, and that we are not this body, we are the soul. And so we've been coming lifetime after lifetime. We've pretty much forgotten who we are, our relationship with God. And so today you're here. Everyone who is here today is realized enough to understand that, I'm not just this body, I'm more, and I'm hopefully trying to get a message across that there is a relationship with God that we need to try and develop, well, redevelop, because it was already there. We've forgotten because our minds are so fickle, so gentle, and so hopefully you can try and meditate on this a little. So next we have pure and eternal nature of the name. So the third line, what's the third line? Purana Suddha Nitya Mukto. Let's break that down. Purana, what does Purana mean? Complete. Oh, what does Suddha mean? Pure. Okay, and what does Nitya Mukto mean? Eternally liberated. That's right. Actually, the translation is there as well.
Yeah.
So, eternally liberated, what does that mean? What do you grasp from eternally liberated? What are you thinking? Eternally liberated, what does that mean? Eternal is it's a word, gets thrown around here and there, but what does eternal really mean?
Everlasting.
Everlasting, okay. And liberated, what does liberated mean?
Free.
Free, okay. So now let's apply it to this concept of the holy name. Eternally liberated. What do you think that means? Everlasting and free. Let's put that into the holy name. Yes, Martin.
Because the holy name is not different from Lord Krishna, and Krishna is beyond the three modes, and is liberated, so is the holy name. So does it come under the modes of nature?
That's it, perfect. You've read my notes. So yeah, it's untouched by the material modes of nature. So again, another point as to how powerful the holy name is. Next we have 4, remedy for material conditioning. What's a remedy? Remedy is like a medicine, something that will fix you. And so, why do we need the remedy? We're all okay, we're chilling, got families, got home, we're all good. But why do we need a remedy? What's wrong?
It's temporary.
It's temporary. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. Okay. Anything else for us? No. Okay. So yeah, that's right. It's temporary. This whole world, this whole time is temporary. But what does that mean? That means if it's temporary, we're actually just living in an illusion, really. Okay. And that's why we need a remedy. We need to get out of this illusion. We're basically being tricked. And so constant chanting of the holy name will dissolve this ignorance that we believe to be who we are. I'm this guy, I'm that guy. But realistically, we're not. It's all an illusion. So we have to understand that chanting will help dissolve this mentality. So that's remedy for material condition. Okay. And now number 5, non-difference between Krishna and his name. Mataji already mentioned, and it's also in the translation, that this is because the name of Krishna and Krishna himself are identical. What does that mean? Let's expand on that as well a little bit. They're the same. So if I say his name, if I say Hari's name, essentially I'm somewhat associating with him. You know, I'm associating myself to him. If I say anyone's name, we're associating each other. So to constantly chant the names of the Lord, we are technically in association of the Lord. Okay? So yeah, I was saying constantly chanting the holy names of the Lord means we are in constant association with Him. Okay? Yeah? And who doesn't want to be in association with the Lord? It's God. Why do you not want to be in association? And so we have such a simple opportunity, such a simple pathway to actually associate Him. Why don't we do it more regularly? So let's associate a little, and we'll do a little bit of kirtan, and then we'll get back to the talk. We'll, try to do it. There you go.
Oh, right, okay.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, hope everyone enjoyed associating with the Lord by singing His names, by singing the holy name.
Associating with that key as well.
That's nice. Okay. So in the last slide, we discussed 5 points: transcendental bliss and spiritual benediction, form of transcendental mellows, pure and eternal nature of the name, remedy for material conditioning, and non-difference between Krishna and His name. So we just sang for 5-10 minutes, and we were associating with the Lord. So everyone saw it was easy, it was nice, it was fun, we were doing it together, but why are we not doing it more often? Why do you not go home and maybe just chant a few more rounds, or spend some time with family inside the house chanting more? And so what's the reason for that? So that's our next point, and Prabhupada will come first.
Jai.
And then the topic for this slide is that we are simply reluctant to chant the holy name. So we'll discuss why this is and how we can change that. So, where's my? Oh, okay. So we are reluctant to chant the holy name of the Lord. Okay. And again, we will discuss a few points. So the first point is, the more we hear about Krishna, the more we become purified. So we discussed in the last slide, chanting the holy name of the Lord will continue to make us more pure. We're not pure right now, but chanting the name of the Lord will help us become pure. And so the first point is that the more we hear about the Lord, the more we become purified. If we simply just try to understand the constitution of the Lord, if we try and understand who He is, then He will help us. Like I said in the last slide as well, it's all about building a relationship with the Lord. If we continue to chant His name, call for Him every single day, all day, every day, then He will try and help us build a connection and build a relationship with the Lord. All good? Thank you. So yeah, we're reluctant, but we have such an easy pathway to actually building that relationship. It's just chanting the holy name, and we just sang it again. It was so simple. I mean, you don't need a harmonium, you don't need mridanga, you don't need anything. You can just sing and just chant, meditate, anything. So the more we hear about Krishna, the more we become purified. We can't actually, without any understanding, we can't become purified. And so first we have to understand who the Lord is. And that can be done by hearing the scriptures, by reading the scriptures, and by chanting. So I'm going to say the words chanting and the holy name a lot today, because that is the main topic, and that is the easiest way. So, next point is, such a simple process, but why are we using this opportunity? Fortunately, that is our misfortune, that we are not capitalizing on this opportunity that we have. We have the ability, we can speak, we have the ability to chant, we have the ability to sing, we have the ability to play, but we're not doing this, we're not doing it more regularly, and so we're losing the opportunity. So it's such a simple method, and you must have heard many times, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva. And what's the meaning of that? What's the meaning of the verse we just said? That is the only way, that is the only way, that is the only way. Three times the Lord is saying it. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says in his famous Shashtakam prayers, Nam Namakari Bodhani Jasharva Shaktis. Okay, so what is he saying here? My Lord, you've shown so much mercy. You know, you've given us this perfect opportunity. You've given us this easy pathway, but there's just no love. You're showing us, you're being so merciful, and you're showing us that your name, just your name, is sufficient. But still, we're not capitalizing it. So then, what's after Nam Namakari Bodhan Shakti? Tatra Pita Niyamita Smaranena Kala. Then, Etadashi Tava Kripam Bhagavan Mamapi Dhurdhevam Krisham Yajri Nanuraga. It's mentioned here that there's no hard and fast rules. You don't have to be clean. You don't have to you don't have to do it in the morning. You don't have to do it in the night. Obviously, it's advised you do it in the morning. You do it when you're clean. But there's no hard and fast rules. It's so simple. Go buy some beads. Go home, chant. You know, maybe buy mridanga. Go home and chant. Buy harmonium. Go home and chant. Don't buy anything. Go home and chant. You know, there's always a way. So there's no excuse. There is no excuse at all. So yeah, I mean, I'm saying it again and again, but the Lord is so easily available to us. He has given us such an opportunity that He is just there. We can just say the name of the Lord. And so that brings us on to a third point, which is, if you know how to do something, then let's do it for Krishna. If you have any ability, if you can sing, if you can dance, if you can play, let's do it for the Lord. You know, you may think, oh, I'm working, I'm in school, so much distraction, I can't think of the Lord, I'm thinking of too many things, got this to do, that to do, but we just forget about it. But all of us, all of the people here in this temple are working full jobs. Everyone's householder, and people are taking extra services. People are taking time out of their day, out of their week, to come to the temple, to try and do some services. Some people are helping making garlands. You know, that's an ability, that's a skill. And with that skill, they're using it for service. So by using all your abilities and all your skills for service, what does that mean? That means you're remembering the Lord even more and more. And so again, that's another way to constantly think about the Lord and build that relationship with the Lord. Again, we're back to the same point. Relationship. Forgotten relationship. So, yeah, if you know how to do something, do it. But, obviously, we had Golden Krishna Prabhu here recently, a few months ago, and chanting is amazing, service is amazing, and Sadachara and the mood is also amazing, but all three should be there. But we should also try and do it with balance. You know, you can chant, let's say I go home and I just chant. Unless you're Haridas Thakur, you know, you're not chanting all day, every day. And so, just chanting is not enough. See, this is one way of building our connection. We chant, we constantly say the holy name. But if we serve, then what was the rasa? What was the relationship? Dasyaras. The relationship of servitude. Yeah? So if we serve the Lord by using our ability, any skill in making garlands, doing kirtan, cooking prasadam, then again, we're serving the Lord and we're building on that relationship. So, there's a verse, 9.27. Anyone know 9.27? Yat Karoshi. Yeah. Recite it.
Yat karosi yadasnasi yat juhosi dadasyat yat tapasyasi kanteya tat guru samata pranamsa.
Perfect. Translation?
I think
It's okay. Got it. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer and give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that as an offering to me. Do that as an offering to me. That's it. Whatever we do for the Lord, and we do for the Lord and to the Lord. Yeah? So any little skill, any little opulence, any little resource that we have, devote it completely to the Lord. Going to our last slide. So, what have we covered in the 2 slides? What was the first slide about? People who were here. What was the last slide?
The wonderful.
Yeah.
The holy name is transcendental.
Transcendently blissful. Okay. And what was the last slide? Yeah, I wrote into chant. Okay. So we've discussed how powerful the Mahamantra is. Okay. All the potencies that it has. We've discussed why people don't want to do it, but we've also given methods as to how to do it. So when you leave here, I'm essentially leaving you with no choice but to go back home and chant. Or join us in chanting today. But our last topic, our last slide, will be secret of successful chanting of the holy name. Okay. So we discovered how powerful it is, why we should do it, and the secret of how to successfully chant. So I was listening to a clip by His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj, and he narrated a story of a poor brahmachari, and he was out on the streets. He lives in a little hut, and he goes every day, 10 houses a day, knocking at doors, any donation, anything. So one day he gets a bag of rice, uncooked, unwashed, broken rice. Just straight raw rice in a bag. If you're a beggar and you get raw rice in a bag, what are you gonna do with that? Not much. But one thing about this brahmachari was that wherever he would go, whatever activities he would do, he would be deep in chanting of the Lord. Anything he did, anywhere he went, constantly chanting. So one day he had an encounter with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Where he goes and doing Harinam, and he's chanting in ecstasy. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was observing him. This beggar on the street, clothes are half ripped, but he's still chanting with so much ecstasy, so much love, so much devotion. So Mahaprabhu is intrigued. So he goes up to this brahmachari, and he takes the bag, he takes a handful of rice and just starts eating. He just starts eating. It's raw rice, uncooked rice, not clean, not nothing. He just goes and takes it. And then what does he do? He goes and takes it again. He's finished the whole bag of rice. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has finished the whole bag of rice. Now this brahmachari is thinking, hey, even I would have washed the rice. Now what's this guy doing? So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then says, he's obviously intrigued. How is this beggar just chanting the holy name with so much devotion? He's got nothing to his name, but still he is so devoted to chant the holy name. So why is he doing this? So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaks. He glorifies the holy name. And he again says, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam. He said that his Guru Maharaj, Ishwara Puri, handed and gave this verse for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to meditate on in the Kali Yuga. And that is our current Yuga, the current Yuga that we are in, Kali Yuga. So in the verse it says, Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva. No other way, no other way, no other way. 3 times. Why does the Lord need to say something 3 times? Because it's important. Emphasis. So there are bullet points. To achieve the highest realization of ecstasy, love of God, chant the holy names. Krishna is incarnated as his holy name. So as we discussed earlier, Krishna's holy name, singing the holy name of the Lord is being in association of the Lord as well. Okay? Krishna has incarnated as his holy name. And then, feeling oneself humble like a blade of grass. So, what verse is this? Janada peace nichena, taroda peace nishna, amani namana dena, kirtanya sasa. What does that mean? Devoid of all senses of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a mind, such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord consistently, constantly. So, I mean, we've discovered three main points about the holy name, and we're repeating the same things again and again and again. Relationship, the power of the holy name, the secret of chanting successfully. And what was in the last slide? About why we're reluctant. But give you methods for all of it. And so, is there any reason for us to not be chanting? Is there any reason to not be building a relationship with the Lord? Is there a lack of resource? No. Is there a lack of motivation? No. Everyone's come here today, taken out their time, somehow got here. So you're already motivated enough to chant the holy name of the Lord. So what's the excuse? There's no excuse. Every single day, you can take out 5-10 minutes, chant one round. You can take out a little longer, maybe do some kirtan. But at the end of the day, there is no excuse to not chant. At least one round, minimum. You want to start with one round. Chant, meditate on the name. And then slowly build your way up. So, yeah, I think that's it. We'll do some more kirtan. We'll do a little bit more association with the Lord, and yeah, hopefully you go home, hopefully you chant, and I hope that you've been able to take away a few things. If we do a recap, transcendentally blissful, then not being reluctant, and the secret of successful chanting. So I hope everyone can take something away from today's talk. And thank you so much for listening. And Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai.